Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Yes, I messed up. I had scheduled for 4 o'clock. I apologise to all of you who messaged me. I did not put it in my calendar like a bull boy. I was actually testing it yesterday and I kind of forgot I put it up there. And I went off swimming. So, you know, the joys of an internet marketing lifestyle. On a Friday afternoon I was able to go off and go for a swim. So, I'm here now. So let's have a chat while we're here. So, over the next couple of days, first of all, I want to talk about the event next Saturday. If you go on to my own page, you'll see that, and below on this, there's links. Meeting of the Minds is on next Saturday in the Hilton Airport in Dublin. Pat Slattery is organising it. Myself, Pat, Donna, Kennedy, Paul O'Mahony, and Pat Falvey are speaking, and I think there's one other speaker which I don't personally know. So it should be an absolutely great day. There's no pitching, there's no selling. It's just a pure content day, and you'll be able to come talk to us afterwards. I'm going up for the day, so if you want to come up and hang around and have a chat, that would be great. And tickets are free. They're complimentary to the speakers. So it's your chance to come off up and go and, you know, hang out with people that actually are able to go and do this, right? So you can come, have a look. It's interesting, I'll just open up the other screen here, seeing what's coming. One person reached, that's interesting. Get the maths. So I won't fall down the hole of this. There I am. So that's the first bit. That's happening next Saturday, so come away along if you're in Dublin. For a couple of people who've been on to me today from Australia, Norway and the rest of it, I am actually going to launch a digital version of Digitize a Die in the next week. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll be notifying you of that. It might be 15 days before I do it, but I'm going to take what we're doing physically and digitize it, because it is Digitize a Die. So practice what you preach, and I'm going to put it up. And then next week I'm going to get Denise on, and we're going to talk about her jail time. So Denise Horn, formerly known as Denise Inspired, we're going to get Denise on. We're going to have a chat about what happened with Facebook jail and some of the algorithm changes that we're seeing and some of the stuff that's happening. And we're going to talk about some of the things that, you know, we see coming down the track and what's happening and where Facebook is going in Denise's view and in my view, which is pretty interesting. I was on with Monique Johnson, who does Facebook Live training. Last night we were chatting. She's in Atlanta in America, or the US of A, and we were chatting just about how the algorithm changes and all the rest of it. And you see, everybody kind of gets caught with the algorithm change and this and that. To me, it's very much about, honestly, I think, you know, as I said on the previous video yesterday, I think it was, there's the magician's assistant. I think they kind of do this and they kind of distract you a bit and you move over. Facebook Places has been an app that's launched in the States. They're taking money directly on Facebook. And I think the overall play has to be, as a business person, that Facebook want businesses to pay to play, which I have absolutely no problem with. Right? A lot of people give out about it, but I have no problem with it. You have an access to a huge market. It's only coughing. You have access to a huge market from your computer, right? For peanuts, absolute cents on the dollar, and people complain about it, as opposed to traditional marketing, like it was like a magazine or something else. Like it just, you know, they are getting serious about it. So I think that's coming. They're going to have integrate the shop. You know, whether Shopify will be in trouble or not is an interesting question. But they're certainly going to keep you on Facebook longer, because if they can get the current engaged market to stay on Facebook longer by a couple of minutes, their revenue will increase exponentially. So they've had a acquiring model. They've reached 2 billion people. They've now even fallen back on their growth. So now it's got to the situation of the curve I know, so it's I can't remember. It's Moore's law. Moore's law is it'll double every time, but there's a curve name I don't remember because I'm very chilled after the sauna. But like they're at the top of the curve now, so they've been acquiring people. Now it's maximise the impact of those people. It's just common business sense. So I see that's going to happen a lot with Facebook. The other thing, guys, is as was pointed out again. With the slap, the Facebook slap or jail that Denise got, and I've been talking to other people, and I've been predicting this for a while, and we've been talking about it for a while, and it's, if you are completely reliant on them, you're in trouble. It's fine to start there, it's fine to have people there, but as a business owner, you want to bring people off, because, it's great, you put a pixel, which is fantastic, on your site, right, which is just a piece of code that goes on your site, so then anybody comes from Facebook, you're able to track those people. But you're not actually able to track those people. You're able to track an avatar of those people. They will never tell you who the person was, because legally they can't, and why would they? Because they're not going to give you that data, because that's what makes you advertise with them. So everything they do is about bringing you back into their system, and what you want to do as a smart business owner is to take that information off so that you can communicate either by email or by other means, whatever way you want to, directly with your customer. And the more information you have on your prospect and your customer, the more decisions you can make. And I love Facebook. It sounds I'm doing this on Facebook. I think they've given us an absolute fantastic range of tools. It's going to get more expensive to run Facebook because of this, because of video, because the storage cost of video is colossal money. It's colossal money. So they're going to have to start making more money because of the fact that we're all going to be using video more and more and more. And people are saying video won't take over and the rest of it. It's interesting, video will get ranked better and your viewers will see it better than anything else. Right? So it's very interesting what's coming up and what's happening. So it's a simple situation of understanding the tools, but bring them off, right? Like if you can't communicate, if you don't know who your prospect is and you have no way of communicating bar through a paid advertising, then you've got to always pay paid advertising, right? It's that simple. An awful lot of people don't realise that if you get a list of customers, you can actually upload that list onto Facebook and advertise directly to them as well. So you can have offers, and there's loads of leverage and great tools that you can use. And I'm talking about Facebook a lot. Instagram is very hot at the moment. Instagram is really hot with social influencers. And this whole thing with social influencers, that's been with the White Moose Cafe and the Charleville Lodge and all of that. Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't really matter, because that's what you have. You have this whole new business and industries. And that's what happens in evolution. As new industries and new businesses come out, old models die, new ones come up. Unfortunately, that is the nature of growth, right? In anybody, even as human beings, old people die, new people are born. Like, it's horrible, but that's just the way it is, right? So business is no different. So when I see people talking about, oh, it's this and it's that, like, you've got to kind of stick with the flow and understand that you're going to ride the wave or you're going to get taken out by the wave. And this is a wave, like, and it's a colossal, it's a tsunami size wave. It's coming, and it has no end in sight. People are saying, oh, Facebook's over. Facebook has too much money to be over, right? Something really silly would want to happen. Oh, Facebook is this on the kids. It's this, social media is that with kids, social media. That's not what I'm interested in as a marketer. As a father, a completely different opinion, completely different conversation. But as a marketer, I look at it to how can I leverage it. They're the enemy to a sense. They're between me and my customer. So the cheaper I can get my customer, the more money I make, right? The more money Facebook can charge me to get that customer, the more money they make. So we're constantly in this duel. Same with Google, right? Same with any network that you're using to get people onto your website. And this is the other thing. It has also dramatically changed how people, especially thanks to this thing, and you've seen me hold this up if you've run any of my videos loads of times, especially if you look at that, it's really the impact of that has changed. So scrolling, longer pages, shorter attention span, real short attention span, because now when the person is literally looking at your business or your advert or whatever you're doing, they're doing it when they're doing something else. They're second screening, they're on a bus, they're in a toilet, they're having a conversation. And so the psychology is different. So then your psychology and how you're dealing with them, so building up this big huge website that's got all these bells and whistles and does this and flies up and down and does all of this, makes no difference. It just doesn't work anymore. Doesn't mean you should throw it out. If you got one, keep it, leave it there. Because with desktop it works. So there's kind of two tiers, and when somebody's on the desktop they're really searching, when somebody's on mobile they're browsing. Okay? So take it from a shop perspective, it's the same thing. And it is fascinating amount of people who say to me, oh, my market's not on Facebook, my market's not on social media, they're older, this isn't the case, my market won't ever pay online, I don't want to take, my market won't pay deposits, my market won't pay for stuff online, my market won't do this, my market won't do that. And I have a very simple, as a marketer, I have a very, very simple question. Have you tested that? No. So you're clairvoyant. You can predict the future. Could you tell me Saturday night's lottery numbers? Right? I know it sounds very sarcastic, right? But it is kind of that, isn't it? Like if you can't actually have data in the data age, the information age, that proves this, then you haven't tested it. But then businesses get lost in the whole thing of, oh my God, this is too complicated, this is this, I go off and do this and that, right? There's loads of excuses. The one thing I can say to you, of which I am 100% certain, is this. Knowledge is power, and always has been. So if you're not knowledgeable in this, and you don't know about it, and you've taken the attitude, it's not got anything to do with me, it's like not being able to read a set of accounts on your business. If you're a business owner who can't read a set of accounts, go and do an accountancy course quickly and learn to be able to understand your accounts, because these are words from my father, which I learned at 16 and a half years of age. Nobody will mind your money like you will. That is just the reality. It's interesting, when I have this on the screen, it goes to sleep. So, nobody will mind your money. And it's the same when it comes to marketing. When it comes to this, people like me can implement a plan with you, take what you're working and put it up there. And companies like the one we're starting shortly can do all of that, and performance marketing, do all that. As long as we have the foundation in place. If we don't have the foundation in place, we can't do it, right? So many people come and say, okay, this is my business, take it, go off and fix it. But no disrespect, right? But if somebody's going to take that contract on, why would you do it? Like, logically, why would I take on your business to do the whole thing and you're paying me peanuts, right? If you're paying me huge money, that's one thing. But if you're not paying the same amount of money to somebody or more than it has to have a full-time person in place, why would they do it? I ask this question all the time. I see people charging this and charging that and charging the rest of it. And I look at it and go, how can they do that? Is that the person that you want then to have control of your online business? Right? So what it is actually a symbiotic relationship, just like your accountant. Your accountant works when you give your numbers to your accountant, right? You get the bookkeeper or whoever, the numbers get put together, they get given to the accountant then puts the whole thing together, you sit down, you agree with them. And that's all parts of business. Because at the end of the day, you have the secret that somebody and me, I don't know your business. I know nothing about your business. I don't know why customers buy. I don't know any of this stuff, right? And for any marketer to turn around and say, oh yeah, I know that, is nonsense, right? I don't. But you do. So all I got to do is get that extracted out of you, get that digitized, get that to work, and once we were working, now I can take over. No, it's down to numbers. No, it's a matter of driving down costs. No, we do what we do best. We get more people, we get the cost down, we keep it going, we keep it maintained, we keep everything working. That's what we do. And then we start exploring other routes to get people in. But take that, your funnel is this. We're talking about the wheels here, okay? And we call it a meat grinder because I always do, right? So a meat grinder, you're putting cows in, minced meat comes out. Sorry, horrible analogy, but that's what it is. Right? So here, where my hands join there, right? That is the question. That is where the wheels are, okay? If the wheels aren't working, it doesn't matter how many cows I put up here, nothing happens, no minced meat comes out, right? Everybody tries to get loads of cows in first and can't figure out how to get them out. So you've got to build the funnel section by section, get it up and running, get it built, and get it down into a situation where it's not working for you. And where it's working for you. Then when it's working, you're then in a position where you can now take all of that and move it forward. And know you can add more codes in because it works better. But if you don't have it working, and the wheels are how you sell to the customer. Is an appointment? Is it sales online? What have you tested? Can you sell the product? Do you have to sell the product? Can you get an order for the product? Do you have to book a consultation? Do you meet someone for a cup of coffee? What is the mechanism that works offline and you bring that online? Right? You test that and then you get smart about it. So I wrote this out today. You get your funnel to work. You figure out your funnel. You test it. You fail, test it, fail, test it, fail, test it, get it right. Then you automate it. Know you get it working. 24 hours a day. Sorry, I'm just reading a comment by Matt Basic, my buddy on Facebook. So we're talking about the Floyd Mayweather has put up about going on into the MMA ring. Matt was boxer and I was kickboxer, so we had this. He called it right, it was wrong. But think about this, you're back to your funnel, so you get it working and then you put jet fuel in it, right? You get the jet fuel in working and you get it to shoot off and rocket because that's what you want to do. You want to add the jet fuel. The jet fuel is automation. Chatbots, different advertising platforms, email marketing, CRMs, all that type of stuff, because then it makes sense. But there's no point in building a plane to go to space when you haven't flown off the ground. Right? So it's about getting your funnel designed, you understanding it, and the only people, I can say this honestly, having helped thousands of people at this point in time, the only people that can actually do this are you. The only person who knows your business is you. The only person who knows how to get this done is you. And then once we get that out of you, you move forward. Handing this over to somebody who rings you on the phone and says, oh, you get your rank number 1 on Google for 500 quid, it's nonsense. It's just nonsense. So with that, I am going to leave you at it and I hope that you have a great day and keep smiling, and I'll do some more stuff in the next couple of days. I'll be putting up a chat button this shortly so you'll be able to enter it and get some good information. Alright. With that, keep smiling, have a great day, and I'll talk to you very soon. See ya.